Video extra.
Here we go.
Are we on?
Yeah.
I wanted to say, what is your name?
Erna.
Erna, right. I wanted to tell Erna how I got the Enrique gig because it's a little bit crazy and it didn't work out right away from the beginning. I got called from the old MD, or no, he was becoming the MD, and he asked me if I could come down and audition to SIR, come down and audition. I had just gotten, I had been working with another artist, and the label pulled the rug out from under him, his budget. We were supposed to go on tour, and I needed a job. So this guy gave my name to this other guy, who was Enrique's MD, and he says, can you come down and audition today? I'm like, I can't, because I needed money so bad that I went to Vegas to go do a lounge gig because I needed to pay the rent, So I was like, I can't come today, but I can come tomorrow. So I'm calm in the morning, and I'm on my way, and as soon as I get there, get to LA, and I get there, he's like, I'm so sorry, but we hired somebody, like within the last 45 minutes. Oof. So I was like, wow, well that really bites. But I gave him my picture and resume, talked to him for a while, gave him my demo. I had a CD then. There weren't really MP3s. It was good. That's just 10 years ago, 2000. And I didn't hear from him for like a year and a half. And I called him a couple times, and and then out of the clear blue sky, he calls me about a year and a half later, and he says, we need a singer for Enrique's gig, and I'm only looking at 3 girls. 1 girl in LA, which is you, and 2 girls in New York, and I want to know if you can meet me at my hotel at 4 o'clock. Okay, right? I mean, I guess it's rock and roll. And he says,
so you take someone with you.
I mean, he's like, I know you can sing. I know you're a great singer. I know that you've got a great look. So I just want to talk to you. Wow, all right. So I went there, and we talked about books, and we talked about Memoirs of the Geisha and this book, and we talked about philosophy. It was the most awesome thing ever. And he was just like, being on the road, you have to live with people. And I know you're awesome, and you're hot, and you can do the job. I just, being on the road, So he's like, I just want to talk to you. So I was like, okay. He goes, so listen, I'm going to call you Monday. I'm going to make a decision Monday, and I'm going to let you know. So check this out. Monday goes by, didn't hear from him. And he told me I was going to start the following Friday if I got the gig. So I'm like, I need to know. Monday goes by, I didn't hear from him. Tuesday goes by, I didn't hear from him. Wednesday goes by, I didn't hear from him. So I say to my friends, my best friends, I'm like, should I call this guy? He said he was going to call either way, but what if I'm like totally playing myself and make a fool of myself? And my best friend was like, you know what? If you make a fool of yourself, only you're going to know and he's going to know. You don't have to tell anybody. Call him. You guys, I called him. He's like, I'm so glad you called.
Oh, no.
I lost your number. I told Enrique I wanted to hire you. You start next Friday.
Wow.
And you've been on the gig for 10 years?
Ever since, 8 years.
Killer.
So you know what I mean? Sometimes the inner voice, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to call him. I don't know. I'm going to go to this gig. I'm going to give this guy my demo. So I don't know. It's just, you just never know.
And wow. But you were known, right? Like you had built a reputation by that point because that MD knew you.
Yeah, I had done some stuff, but Enrique definitely took things to the next level for me. He was just a bigger artist. He was a more international artist. It was definitely higher paying. I was featured. I'm featured in his concert. I got a lot more exposure. And
I don't know if this is a legit question, but I have no idea what people get paid. So I know there's what does someone get paid to do a commercial? What does someone get paid to be a background singer? What does someone?
That's a tough question.
Things like a blank.
It's changed dramatically in the last several years. The record industry is very wide variety. You know what? The touring gigs can be as little as $750 a week on up to, unless you're on the Stones, $5,000 a week. You know what I mean? So it just depends. It depends on the artist. And it depends on, it's just hard now. The record sales, the gigs don't pay the way they used to. I'm pretty lucky. My gig is pretty middle of the road in terms of salary. Commercials is usually an after pay scale.
After.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get residuals based on that. So that can also vary. After
It depends on how long the commercial runs.
How long the commercial runs. But After and SAG have their union rates. I think for SAG, if you do a solo session, it's like $900. But then your residuals, you can make $30,000.
Right. You're making a whole lot more generally on
But
those
that's over time, So, or, some of the you know, background gigs, again, it just varies. I don't really, oh, afters per track. So then if you stack it, oh gosh, I forgot the rate. SAG, I think, is $370 or $400 per track. So then if you do 8 tracks, it'll be 8 times, you know,
Yeah.
400. But then again, you're going to get residuals. So, and TV, you know, is all the TV shows vary. You know, that's different as well.
Right, and cable's
So-
generally different than,
Yeah,
you know, network.
yeah. So it's hard. It's hard to say, and it's really hard to say if you're new what to expect, because you got to build your resume. You got to build it. I mean, think about it. If I go in for a job and you go in for a job,
They should hire you.
well, it depends on the gig. It depends on the gig.
Not if you're
Maybe-
better at doing one specific thing. Not if the gig's in Korean, you know?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the situation. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they can pay you a lot less, but
True story.
and maybe they'll go that route and pick one girl that's inexperienced and one girl that's totally experienced and balance it out that way. But on the other hand, sometimes some of us, I'm like, I gotta really, really want to do the gig if I'm gonna leave town again or whatever. So it's hard to say. But if you do get a job and you're not sure what to ask for, ask somebody. Just get some
Right.
advice. Ask a few people.
Yeah.